I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to them boys that sat on the benches. Boy, I was in the game on 4th inches. Go put me in the game on 4th inches. Put me in the game on 4th inches. Go put me in the game on 4th inches. And I'ma lead them boys at the line of scrimmage.
Let's get it going. All right, y'all. Welcome back to 4th and Inches. It's your boy Nick, man. I'm joined by Mr. Rodriguez Moore.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So y'all already know how we do this, man. We're gonna jump straight into the recap. Week 6. Start this whole thing off. Alabama going down to A&M.
Yep, that happened.
Go on, speak your piece, man.
Hey,
Tell the people how you feel.
we got outplayed. You know what I'm saying? That's simple as that. We played some uncharacteristic. We had some uncharacteristic things happening. A lot of drop passes, turnovers, bunch of uncharacteristic things. So for us to have all that going on and be down by 14.
Yep. And came
all
all
the way back and had a chance to win the game, but everything that could go wrong did go wrong. Like for instance, when we got the block punt on the very kickoff, the next kickoff, he took it all the way back.
Yards.
I can't even remember the last time somebody returned a kick on Alabama.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know he was gone when he got to the 10. Like I just see, you can just see it split.
Yeah, everything that couldn't go wrong did go wrong. So it was just meant for them to win. That's how I feel.
I mean, it be like that sometimes though, you know, because neither one of us felt like A&M had any chance at all in that game. You know what I mean? So for them to come out and play the way they did, it was at home. The crowd was into it, and
I felt like it was a kind of them trying to make a statement, being that they hadn't lost 2 games back to back. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? They were like, we know we cannot lose the 3rd game, so they gave it all.
like I really feel like this, like how we talked about earlier in the season, that Mississippi State game was gonna be a track game for them because it was right after Arkansas, right before Alabama, and it is what it is.
And that game got them though. Mississippi State got them. I feel like they were looking ahead of us. You know
of course they were.
So
of course they were. But you know, it is what it is though.
Yeah.
Good game. Alabama gonna come out better for it. At least according to Nick Saban, they will.
You know how the Tide respond, man.
Maybe. But this ain't the Tide of old though. This is the Tide of new.
This is a young team. You know what I'm saying? We got a young squad. We got on both sides of the ball starting.
Y'all got a lot of upperclassmen on their defense.
Maybe. No, we don't.
I mean, returned 9 out of 11 starters off their defense. That's a lot.
You don't want to bet on that?
I don't.
Oh, okay then. only starter that returned from that defense is
Christian Harris, Will Anderson,
Christian Harris,
tackle.
Christian Harris, Will Anderson, a sophomore though. He was a freshman last year.
Your whole secondary back except for Surtain.
No.
Who else?
Surtain. I don't remember who else.
So I'm saying
that's a bunch of young players.
That ain't
basically
point, man.
We got a bunch of sophomore and
sophomores and juniors. That's everybody in college football. If you're a sophomore right now, you're upperclassman, especially if you play your freshman year. Cause that's just how it's going, dog. Everybody ain't staying 4-5 years no more.
Yeah.
Everybody leaving after 3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is, though. Like I said, I feel like they'll be better for it. You know, they're gonna bounce back. They're gonna focus and work harder.
I'm gonna say this: everybody that's there on the defensive side of the ball, except for Allen, and he hurt, so he out for the rest of the season. But everybody that's there, that's playing now, except for Josh Jobe, everybody else got to come back next year. That's why I said it's a young team. They can't go to the NFL. If they wanted to, they couldn't go.
Man, Henry To'o gone, dog.
I mean, he the only one, but he wasn't on our team last year.
I don't know about the rest of them, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I don't know. He might need to stay another year, if we're being honest.
Georgia at Auburn.
Georgia at Auburn. Hey, the first quarter, actually about close to the first half, almost.
Don't say nothing crazy.
It was a good game. You know what I'm saying? They
Was
put up
it?
a fight.
Was it a good game though?
I mean, y'all in the first quarter 3-3.
I ain't talking about the score of the game. Was it a good? When you were watching the game,
When you look at how they dominated Arkansas from start to finish, and then you see how they was with Auburn, it was a good game.
it was very similar to me.
Nah, they didn't dominate Auburn the way that they did.
Only difference I saw in the games was
Y'all not put up
Georgia
a touchdown in the first
I
quarter.
would say Georgia's offense didn't come out as fast to start the game off. At no point in time in that game did I ever feel like, well, Auburn might have a chance. Not
But I'm
time.
gonna say this too. Auburn offense was able to. They weren't able to score for real, but they was able to move the ball a little on y'all. How you think they got a field goal range? They got to move the ball.
So because they had one drive.
No, I'm just saying they was able to move the ball throughout the game. They just couldn't. They just couldn't sustain it. You know what I'm saying?
Auburn got shut down, man. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't pass the ball. It was a dominating performance by the Georgia defense.
This first quarter was a competitive game. It ended 3-3
on the scoreboard, but not if you were watching the game.
I mean, I watched it, but
it went okay. So I'm gonna show you different. A&M was up 14 points, but at no point in time did it ever seem like, oh, that game is over with. At no point.
I don't know, cause the way you was on my head, you and Dustin Kennedy.
Yeah,
the way y'all boys was on my head.
But that's just trash talk.
From the start of the first quarter on out, y'all boys was on me now. So,
but okay, so here's what I'm saying though. I never felt like that game was over with. I said y'all was in trouble, which y'all were, but I never felt like, oh, A&M just gonna run away with this one. At no point in time, there was never a one-sided game. Georgia Auburn game to me. Even in the first half when it was 3-3, it was like, okay, this Georgia's clearly better than Auburn. It's only a matter of time before they pull off.
I mean, we knew that before they even got into the game that Georgia was better than Auburn.
Yeah, but until you see it on the field, though, it ain't the same.
Maybe I was just looking for the same start that they had with Arkansas against Auburn.
True.
And it didn't go out like that. So that's why I feel like,
nah, it did.
You know what I'm saying?
It
was
didn't
a
really
more
get
competitive game.
They ain't really get cracking like that to the second quarter.
Yeah.
Second quarter. You know, but it is what it is, man. It's just what Georgia did. Oklahoma, Texas.
That was a good game.
So
and I ain't gonna lie.
So this is the first game that we picked against each other in.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us picked Georgia, both of us picked Alabama. So we 1-1. Oklahoma, Texas, though. I did not see that game going that way.
I didn't either. I mean, I thought it'd be a good game. But I felt like Texas was gonna win, and when I flipped over and looked at the score, it was 28-7. I said, "Oh yeah, Texas, it's over with. Them boys already up, 28-7, and it ain't but the first half." I said, "Yeah, they can't do nothing."
See, I felt the same way, and I ain't even watched the game.
I turned the game.
Just like by the time I turned over, they were 28-7. Like, oh man, Oklahoma let me down. It's over.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, Oklahoma on the last play of the game run a 30-yard. Wait a minute. First of all, how they tie the game up? Second of all, how y'all let this man just run off tackle for 30 yards?
They brought that backup quarterback in, and he went ham, man. That man had 5 touchdowns. Led that comeback with 5 touchdowns. I believe he had 1 rushing touchdown, and no interceptions. I forgot how many passes he had. Man. But yeah, that man, he balled out.
So now everybody feel like they're gonna have a quarterback controversy. Do you start a freshman?
I think it's quarterback.
Spencer Rattler in the
quarterback 1A and 1B. No clear cut starter, because when it comes to, if you got a team that they're gonna have to sling that ball on, it's gonna be Rattler. If you got a team where you're gonna need a kind of a mixture, but you're gonna need that help from that running back. That quarterback running the ball, it's gonna be the other guy.
And to that point, Lincoln Riley brought this up at the game when they were asking him about it. He was like, on the most important play of the game, Spencer Rattler went back in the game. They had to go for 2 to tie the game, but Spencer Rattler went in there and threw that pass.
He threw it because he get on a better chance when it comes to throwing the ball.
Absolutely.
And the other one gonna get on a better chance when they need to run their quarterback.
See, he do what you want Bryce Young to do. He 1-2, he getting up out of there.
Yeah.
He not gonna stand in the pocket and go through every progression.
Nah, look how much success it's time to go. Had. Because that add another element to the defense, to the offense, that the defense got to be on the lookout for. Because a lot of teams know Bryce Young, he can run if he have to, but if he had to run 10 times, 9 of them times he ain't gonna run.
Right.
So they know they could just drop back and pass coverage like that.
And another thing they helped them out though, they running back rushed the ball for over 200 yards. That ain't nobody talking about that. All they talking about is the freshman quarterback. They came in like, man, that man rushed for 200 yards, bro. That don't happen for real. Man, he was on the field with Bijan Robinson, who most people think is the best running back in college football.
Who like to broke his neck.
And I can make the argument that he outplayed him. I ain't saying he better. I'm just saying he might have had a better game.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, though. Moving on. Penn State at Iowa. You took Iowa. I took Penn State. Hey, man, it worked out in your favor.
Yeah.
Worked out in your favor.
I felt like Iowa was going to win. They was the home team. I gave them that home field advantage. You know what I'm saying?
I do feel like that's why they won, too.
That home field?
Yeah.
Hey.
It matters.
Yeah. It does.
All right, moving on. LSU at Kentucky. We both took Kentucky. I didn't think LSU had much of a chance in the game to start the game. They played a little better than I expected them to play at first anyway. But I don't know.
So
man.
what you think this loss mean for old Coach Orgeron?
To be honest with you, with the reports that's been coming out, I feel like it was going to be over even if they won the game.
You think so?
Yeah. Because the way they were talking about it it really started last year, before the season last year, when you had the George Floyd protests going on and the Black Lives Matter movement and all that, and he didn't really support his players in that movement. And when you don't support your team, you lose your team.
You lose them.
You know what I mean? So, and from there, then you get the stuff coming out about, them covering up all kind of scandals and all that going on at LSU. So even if ain't none of that
Did you hear the call?
What call?
You didn't hear the call? A fan called in talking to Orgeron. You seen the pictures, right? Orgeron laid up with the girl?
No, I ain't seen none of that.
With the young girl, you didn't see it?
That man gone, bro.
Man.
And I ain't seen none of that. And I already felt like it was over with.
I'm going to have to show it to you, man. The man called in the show and spoke to Coach Orgeron, and he told Orgeron he wanted him to wish his little sister a happy birthday.
Okay.
He was like, what's her name? He said, Boo Boo. And he was like, that name sounds familiar. I feel like I know a Boo Boo. He was like, yeah, she just turned 20 years old. She's this little pretty blonde haired girl. And the girl in the picture with him was the pretty blonde haired girl. Was his sister. You know what I'm saying? Her brother called in. Being funny. And said, just don't have sex with his sister on her birthday. Just wish her a happy birthday.
Well, it's over with.
And Orgeron responded. He was like, they got a fishing hole for people like him. Whatever that means.
You know what they mean. You know exactly what they mean. They like if I say, I got a gator pit for somebody like you. It's the same thing.
Yeah. He said they got a fishing hole for people like that.
Yeah. It's over with for Ed-O. He had a good run though. He got a ring out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to touch that one. Notre Dame at Virginia Tech. Notre Dame at Virginia Tech. We both agreed it was gonna be a dog fight. It was. Notre Dame was able to pull out a close win though. You know what I'm saying? In Blacksburg on the road. Again, a hard place to really play. People underestimate it because of Virginia Tech and they not a perennial power like that. But it's hard to beat them folks in their stadium, man. How you feel about the game?
I feel the same way. I can't say that I went and watched the game. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like
it just went the way you expected it.
Yeah, I felt like Notre Dame, because they should beat them.
Right.
Which I'm not saying Virginia Tech is to be slept on, but at the same time,
they're a good team.
Yeah, they decent, but Notre Dame, they shouldn't beat Notre Dame.
That's facts. The bounce back game, Arkansas at Ole Miss. You picked Ole Miss. I don't know what you were thinking about picking Ole Miss, but you picked Ole Miss.
I mean, you say that like they just blew Ole Miss out. It was a, you know what I'm saying?
It was just a mentality.
That was another Oklahoma versus Texas style game. That was a close game all the way through. It was never a one-sided game. You know what I'm saying? That came down to the last possession.
I'm really capping, but I don't know, man. Lane Kiffin I lost a lot of respect for Lane Kiffin.
Why? For going for it on fourth downs like that?
Not even just going for it on fourth down. His whole mindset going into that game. So it's hard for me to believe in him. You know what I mean? Like I could believe in Sam Pittman. I know what I'm gonna get from Sam Pittman.
I mean, you know what you're gonna get from Lane Kiffin. He gonna give it his all. You know what I'm saying? He fourth down, he going for it. That's determination. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna beat him, you're gonna have to beat him. He's not gonna be punting the ball to you and give you the chance to beat him. You're just gonna have to beat him. If you stop him, you stop him. If you don't, you don't.
That's facts. Just like, Sam Pittman decided to go for 2 and go for the win.
Yeah, instead of
kicking the field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, wrote that down wrong.
Yeah.
So for the week, would that make a both? Well, you 6-1, me 5-2.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I picked Ole Miss to win. Yeah.
Look at
I
you.
knew something wrong about that. Yeah.
Hey, brother, listen, brother. Players make mistakes, okay?
You know
Players
what
make
I'm
mistakes
saying?
sometimes.
I'm looking at it like I could swear I picked
But-
Ole Miss, but yeah, I mean it was a good game, man. I mean, even if I was a fan of either team, I couldn't be mad at the way that game ended.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Cause I probably would have went for 2-2. You know what I mean? Cause like you were saying, like by the time you get to the end of the game, everybody tired, your team exhausted.
But I ain't gonna lie, I would have went over there and kicked that field goal. Give me a chance in overtime.
I would have went for 2,
even if I wouldn't have did
but I wouldn't have ran that play.
See, going for 2, I feel like that's for your own personal gain. You trying to win that game. But if you wanted to really give your players a chance, then you should have kicked the field goal and took it to overtime. That's how I feel.
So a team that ain't stopped you for real all day, and you feel like your best opportunity is to go to overtime where they gonna get the ball too, versus I got one play to get 2 yards.
If I know my defense better than their defense.
Both of y'all defense is sorry.
I mean,
I'm just going off just this game. Ain't neither defense really stopped neither offense.
You're right. But
so I can win the game if I get 2.5 yards.
At least if you go to overtime, y'all both get a possession. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't want them to get a possession. That's not good for me.
Then you stop them.
That's not good for me. Cause my defense ain't stopped them all day. But I can get these 2.5 yards and they be over with. That's why I said I would have went for it. I just wouldn't have ran that play. To be fair though, the play was there. Cause the play it's a rollout play that they scored a touchdown on earlier.
It was covered.
It's a part 2 to the play, which is like a shovel pass that was wide open. And he didn't even look. If he would have just, you know what I'm saying, he'd have looked deep and then looked back to the running back, he would have walked in the end zone.
But I mean, as soon as he rolled out though, they was in his face. That's why he ran so far to the sideline. So maybe he couldn't even see that shovel pass open.
Maybe he could. Maybe he didn't then.
Well, I know he didn't, because if he would have seen it wide open, I'm pretty sure he would have threw it to him.
He didn't even look. He didn't even look. But like I said though, I just wouldn't have ran that play. Me personally, too many variables on a play like that.
What play you think you would have ran?
My quarterback is 250 pounds. Y'all can't stop him.
I mean, but when you got everybody bunched up though, and I don't know. I would have kicked the field goal.
And with the team that they got, I'd have ran an option, like a straight up speed option to the outside with AJ Green, the running back AJ Green that they got. It's a world class sprinter. So everybody gonna come up on KJ Jefferson. I mean, so as soon as they come up on him, boom, beat him to the corner. You ain't gonna beat him to the corner. He too fast.
I mean,
but I don't know. That's just me thinking on my feet right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's one of those situational things.
Facts. Anything else you want to speak on from last week, though? You know what I mean? Are you over the loss? We don't need to take a shoestring, right? Can we get your shoestring and your belt back?
But I ain't like the play calling.
What?
From Bill O'Brien.
What?
We in first and goal. And you want to get down there, we in the 5-yard line, you want to throw the ball when you got Brian Robinson who been toting that thing. I would have lined up and ran that ball 4 times back to back. If they were going to stop me, that's how they going to do it.
You don't like Bill O'Brien play calling?
But I told you that coming into the season that's what my fear was. Because I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, how he was going to be.
That's facts.
So
and
it shouldn't be no surprise.
I told you what I said. I was like, I don't have no faith in Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, that was stupid.
But, you know, it is what it is, man. We're going to go on somebody, take a quick break, come back, and we're going to jump into Week 7 games and predictions.
I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to them boys that sat on the benches. Boy, I was in the game on 4th inches. Go put me in the game on 4th inches. Put me in the game on 4th inches. Go put me in the game on 4th inches. And I'ma lead them boys at the line of scrimmage.
Let's jump into the Week 7 games. Off top, Kentucky at Georgia. Georgia 22.5 point favorite over the number 11 Wildcats.
You got a pen on you?
I mean, I can grab one. What's up?
No, so you can put my initial by the games I pick and yours by yours. So this right here don't happen again.
we'll get that after we did. Let's go. Who you got? I got Georgia.
I got Georgia.
Okay. Anything else you want to say about it? I
think Georgia's gonna thrash them, to be honest.
I mean, they 22.5 point favorite. I think they're gonna cover.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't believe they will. I think they will, cause
I think they're gonna cover.
I just don't see Kentucky generating enough offense.
Exactly.
Oklahoma State at Texas. You know, Texas coming off that heartbreaking loss. I believe Texas is favored by like 3, I think. I can't remember exactly.
Oklahoma ain't no team to be slept on either as far as their conference.
Yeah, Oklahoma State been doing pretty good this year. Think Texas gonna bounce back after that heartbreaking loss?
I think they'll bounce back. I don't think they want to lose to Oklahoma teams back to back.
Right, and that would give them 3 losses.
Yeah.
I like Texas in the game too, man, because Texas showed me last week that they could put up points on Oklahoma, who's supposed to have a good defense this year. You know, they ain't really living up to it, but as long as they riding Bijan Robinson and they quarterback, no matter who in there, ain't turning the ball over, they gonna be all right. So I like Texas. Ole Miss is a 3-point favorite on the road at Tennessee. Tennessee been putting up a lot of points, but who they really played?
They been playing good. But I don't know, man. Ole Miss, they offense. I don't know if Tennessee will be able to go score for score with Ole Miss's offense. But Tennessee defense has improved from over the past couple of years. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't believe that one.
You don't think so?
No.
You didn't watch that one?
They best player play for Alabama right now. So no, I don't.
I mean, like overall as a unit.
I don't.
Last year he was their best player. You know what I'm saying? The defense went through him. He was a star player. So
right.
But this year they had no choice but to play together as a unit.
I mean, so, I feel what you're saying, and maybe they play better together right now. At the beginning of the season, they ain't look that good.
I think it'll be a close game in the first half, and I think Ole Miss is gonna pull away in the second half.
I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I think Ole Miss gonna cover. I think Ole Miss defense is really tied of hand by how sorry they is, and they gonna get it together. I ain't saying they gonna shut Tennessee down, but they gonna slow them down. They're not gonna let Tennessee put up 40, 50 points on them. I don't believe Tennessee is that good offensively to do that right now.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. I mean, they did put up 60 on Missouri, so we'll see how it goes. Auburn at Arkansas.
Now, this right here might surprise you, but I like Arkansas to win.
Like Arkansas?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at all. That's not a surprise. Arkansas is the better team. Arkansas got a better quarterback. They got better weapons on offense.
I don't know now. That boy got Bo Nix back there now.
Who?
Bo Nix back there now.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the same dude that got benched in the last game when he was the hero?
Yeah.
He's the hero now.
Yeah, they love Bo.
They pulled Bo out the game.
Bo knows.
They pulled him out the game. That ain't Bo Jackson. That's Bo Nix.
Yeah. But I like Arkansas to win that game.
I love Arkansas. KJ Jefferson is probably going to be the best player on the field. And that's just my personal opinion. Like, that man is amazing. He's what Bo Nix had potential to be, but never quite got there. He don't turn the ball over. He made the right decision 90% of the time. And when he take off, he punishing people.
Yeah. He about like a 2021 version of Cam Newton as far as when he running that ball and using his body.
He's very Cam Newton. Like, I don't know if he got the arm Cam had in college though.
I don't know. I mean, he can slang it pretty good, but
he can't.
But see, he ain't quite Cam Newton.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he ain't quite Cam, but he Cam like.
Yeah.
About the same size and all that.
About like a mix between Cam and Tebow.
Tebow
was the same way. Tebow could have really been a fullback or a running back in college. You know
no, he could have been a tight end. He couldn't have been a running back. He ain't got speed like that.
I mean, he got enough speed. He was holding ass with that ball. So, I mean, fullback would have been good too.
Tebow could have been Mike Allstott. He could have been Peyton Hillis in college. I don't know if you remember Peyton Hillis in college.
I don't.
Okay, so Peyton Hillis, I want to say he led the NFL in rushing one year. He was on the cover of Madden. White dude that was the running back from the Cleveland Browns one time, right? But in college, he played fullback because he was in the backfield with Darren McFadden and Felix Jones.
Well, that's why he played fullback.
Hey, absolutely. That would have been Tim Tebow.
I can go for that.
I ain't saying he was good as Peyton Hillis. I'm saying that what Tebow could have filled that same role, though.
Yeah.
Florida at LSU.
Florida. You know what I'm saying?
LSU ain't got a chance.
None.
LSU ain't got a chance. You don't think they're going to rally around Coach O?
No.
Try to save his job?
No. Why? Why would they try to rally to save his job when he didn't You know what I'm saying? When, like you said, with that Floyd George thing was going on,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? He didn't support them.
Exactly.
I don't even think they playing inspired right now. They playing because they want to play football, and that's just the coach that they happen to be stuck playing for.
And on top of that, you done lost both of your corners. You know what I mean? You done lost the all-world Derek Stingley.
They lost him?
And you done lost the all-SEC corner, Elijah Reed.
So how they lose Stingley?
Stingley got hurt.
Okay.
So remember, I was like, he was hurt early in the season.
Yeah.
So he had came back and he was playing and then got hurt again.
Okay.
And then Eli Reed just got hurt in the game Saturday. And he gone. I want to say he gone for the season.
Yeah, I like Florida to win that easily.
Yeah, me too. Alabama at Mississippi State.
I like us to thrash them.
So Mississippi State got to pay her.
They got to pay.
Mississippi State got to pay for that loss.
But look, we can't take it light on them because they just beat the team that beat us.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And they're gonna throw the ball 60 times.
Yeah.
Again.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we're gonna take it to them. I think we're gonna being that they like to throw the ball so much, we're gonna rush 3, drop back 8. I think that's gonna be the game plan. And if I was a coach, that would be my game plan. They like to sling the ball. That
wouldn't be my game plan. It wouldn't be my game plan only if I felt like my corners could hold up. And I don't mean you're starting secondary. I'm talking about whoever behind them. If they can hold up and play man-to-man and cover, I wouldn't be dropping 8 the whole game.
I mean, they ain't got to drop 8 the whole game, but I'll drop 8 on them.
My game plan to be, I'm bringing 4 or 5 on every play. I'm trying to heat you up.
Because we did that same exact thing on Texas A&M, and he was killing us when we were bringing pressure because the pressure wasn't getting up. So when we blitzing and we bringing in 4 and 5 people, and he still got 2 or 3 seconds in the pocket to just chill. Now we leaving our cornerbacks on islands.
Right.
So that game should teach us don't do that.
That y'all pass rush ain't good enough.
You know what I'm saying?
I can respect that, man. If your pass rush ain't good enough, then it ain't good enough.
We got a true freshman playing outside linebacker. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even got his feet wet good. So the pass rush, it ain't getting up. He ain't got no technique to him right now.
I mean,
we got Will Anderson on the other side.
What technique do you need to get to the quarterback? There's no.
I mean, you ain't just line up and just run a straight line to the quarterback.
No, you got to bend the edge.
All right, technique.
You should have knew that in high school.
But I'm just saying, he ain't playing the high school. He playing. He in the college now.
Yeah, but this ain't complicated. This ain't.
It sounds easy, but you know the game. I know the game. It ain't easy to just line up and run to the quarterback.
No, it ain't easy to line up and do that. What I'm saying is the transition to say, oh, he's just a freshman. Okay, if he's physically capable enough to play, he's starting on Alabama defense. That means he's physically capable.
He's starting on Alabama defense because our starter, which is Allen, is hurt. Then
but he was already playing, though, right?
Who?
The freshman that you're talking about.
His first time playing was against Texas A&M. That was his first game.
Okay, then that could be a problem.
You feel me?
He gonna be better this week than he was last week, though.
Well, he should.
He wasn't ready for that last week.
Which was Allen, who I said we lost at the beginning of the season, out for the season. And then his backup got hurt against Ole Miss. So now that we play Texas A&M, we had to put a third string.
And on top of that, Mississippi State line probably ain't as good across the board
as
A&M line. So you can be able to pick your spots and exploit the matchups you want to exploit. That's just how I look at it.
I drop 8 because the way they got their defense playing, that back end.
So you just play zone?
Yeah, I'll drop 8 and play zone. I'd rather play zone than let him trying to play man and getting beat over the top. You feel me? Because we got Helms playing free safety. And he getting burned out though. He don't need to play free safety. They need to put Helms at something.
At the Rover, the third safety spot. Play down in the box a little bit type.
Yeah, that's where he need to be at.
It be like that sometimes. Georgia just lost. They starting safety. I don't know how long he gonna be out. Christopher Smith, he hurt his shoulder in the game Saturday. We got Dan Jackson back there. Dan Jackson looked like a linebacker, but he playing safety though. I don't know how big he really is, but he looked big out there. You know, but he played pretty good Saturday. So
we got a guy named Brian Branch, young guy, sophomore. That's who we need to put back there at safety. They got him. They be having him playing corner, but I feel like he's more of a safety. You know
it's possible.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see how it play out.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is gonna be the one that we separate on a little bit. Miami at North Carolina. Miami done lost their quarterback for the season.
I like North Carolina.
Nah, I thought you were gonna take Miami.
Nah. Miami has shown me absolutely nothing to be confident in.
North Carolina, they showed me nothing.
I mean, they lost to Georgia Tech, but Georgia Tech stood up with Clemson. Well, this ain't the Clemson we've been seeing over the past 5 or 6 years. So I don't know if that hold any weight, but for Clemson to have the defense that they got, you know what I'm saying, their defense should have still been able to keep that game from even being that close.
I mean, they held them folks to 8 points.
Oh,
Clemson defense held Georgia Tech offense to 2 field goals, and then they got a safety. That's how they got the 8. So the defense wasn't the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
but I like North Carolina to win that game. Miami, I have zero faith in them.
I don't like.
I feel like Miami is, and I can't even say Arkansas because Arkansas been playing good ball. Last year they started playing good ball, and this year they playing good ball. So I can't even say that's the Arkansas of the SEC. But Miami ain't quite as sorry as Vanderbilt of the SEC.
No,
so
they're not Vanderbilt. They're more like South Carolina.
Okay, yeah.
Like they have years where they can really challenge. They might even beat a Florida State or Clemson sometime, but they can't quite.
Yeah. They
can't quite get to there and keep it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I like North Carolina.
I like North Carolina too in this game. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I feel like it might be a good game because both teams really been playing sorry. But it's like they Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, though. They might have great games and then some games be not that good at all.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it play out, man. Them our picks for the week, though. If y'all hold on one more second, we got some fan questions that we going to answer. You ready for that?
Yeah, I got one more game, though.
Okay, go ahead, speak on.
The IU and Purdue game. Watch that.
You really like Purdue, huh?
I like them for the upset because I feel like they slept on.
Okay, so we're going to add that to our list. You taking Purdue.
I'm taking Purdue.
I'm taking IU.
Okay.
That's a bet?
That's a bet.
Bet. Now let's get to these questions. I wrote this down because I ain't professional enough to type everything yet. So, Uvaldo. Remember Uvaldo, right?
Yeah, I know Uvaldo.
Valdo says, talk about the positions of these undefeated teams in the Big Ten and how y'all think it will go down in the playoffs. Right now, the Big Ten has, I believe, 5 of the top 10 teams in college football. The only one of them that got a loss, I believe, is Ohio State, and they lost to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, no, I lied. Penn State, because they just lost to
Penn State lost to Iowa. Yeah.
So, how do you think that situation is going to play itself out in the Big Ten? And my question, do you believe that more than one of those teams can make the playoffs?
I don't believe more than one of them going to make it because they still all got to play each other. So that means some more of them is going to lose. The only way I can see more than one of them teams making it from the Big Ten is if, let's say, Alabama was to take another loss. It'd be the winner of the Big 12 have a loss. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Likely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think it'll take something about that magnitude for 2 of them teams to get in.
I don't think 2 of them going to get in at all. And the reason I say that is...
And then you still got Cincinnati as well.
So with the Big Ten, the way it's set up, Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, they all on the same side of the conference. And then on the other side is where you got Iowa at. So Iowa done beat Penn State.
Don't forget about Michigan State too now.
Michigan State on the same side with Michigan. I'm saying all of them on one side.
Yeah.
So all of them going to beat each other up eventually.
Just how it be in the SEC.
Exactly. So the only difference is with the SEC is, though, if Iowa lose the game, I don't think Iowa can get in if they lose the game.
I don't think they can either.
I don't think Ohio State is going to lose to anybody in the Big Ten.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I ain't saying that they can't, because they absolutely can. But if you look at the teams, I don't feel like Ohio State is really threatened by anybody. Michigan is undefeated, but they're not that great. Michigan State upset everybody, but they're not that.
So you don't think Michigan can beat Ohio State?
It ain't that I don't think they can. I don't think they will. I think Ohio State is clearly the best team in their whole conference, including Iowa. I feel like I don't know.
Michigan,
like we talked about earlier,
undefeated. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since they've been relevant. So I feel like they play Ohio State. They know, hey, this is a signature win. They done beat us X amount of years back to back to back to back. This year We undefeated. We playing good ball. We come out there with a good game plan. They play inspired ball. I feel like they can get the upset.
They can get the upset, but I don't think they will. It's like we talked about earlier. Alabama ranked number 5, but they'll be favored over everybody in front of them but Georgia.
That Michigan game, I get that to the home field. Whichever team is home, that's probably who's going to win.
Man, I'm going to get a game to Ohio State because until Michigan beat them, they can't beat them. They done lost that many times in a row.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh has never won that game. I think he like 0-8.
But I don't take that one game, though.
Yeah, but you won't have to do it. And until you do it, I don't believe you can do it.
I don't know. I guess you just have to see how it play out.
I tell you what, I'm going to show you how strong I feel about that. Right now, Georgia is the best team in the country. Until Georgia beat Alabama, I'm not going to be like, Georgia going to beat Alabama. You know what I'm saying? At this point, it's more mental than anything.
You can't use that, though, because Alabama definitely ain't the team to just count out.
Neither is Michigan, if we being...
You already count Michigan out, though.
Absolutely. Until they prove to me that they can do it, I don't believe that they can do it.
That's what I'm saying. So
Georgia's had the better team 2 out of the last 3 times Alabama played them, but Alabama still managed to win the game. So until Georgia actually do it, it's going to be hard for me to say, yeah, I really believe that they can do it. As a fan, of course I believe they can do it. They got a better team, clearly. They had a better team twice and lost.
So what's the difference? Twice? You meant 3 times?
No.
Because when we played y'all...
Two out of them 3.
When we played y'all...
I said 2 out of the last 3.
But I'm saying, the very first game back in 2015, when we played y'all, we was underdog. So, obviously, y'all had a better team.
No.
Yeah. Y'all was like a 12-point favorite, 12, 13-point favorite.
I don't care what the favorite was. No, there wasn't.
So, you felt like we had a better team?
The fact that I had Schottenheimer as my offensive coordinator made everybody a better team.
Not everybody, because that was the SEC championship.
No way.
Oh, that was 2012, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But either way,
2012, Georgia had a better team.
Back in 2015, we was underdog.
Yeah, that was cap. They just ain't know how good Alabama really was. Didn't they win it all that year? Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Moving on. Brandon Ray says you have to talk about how sports media has labeled Georgia's defense as one of the best units of all time if they can keep this pace. Do you agree with that?
I can agree with that. Them boys are scary.
Absolutely.
Them boys are scary, boy. That defense.
I think they said the defense that gave up like 26 points, 27 points in 6 games.
Maybe not since Auburn, but I think before that game it was on like 20, 22, something like that.
Yeah, but see, then one of them was the pick 6 though, so they ain't on the defense. So if you take them 7 points away, it's like 20 something right now. The Auburn scored 10. Auburn scored 10. South Carolina scored 13. Ain't nobody else scored more than 3.
Yeah, that's what I say. Hey, that's them boys scary, man. That's a scary defense.
Them boys gave up 2 touchdowns in 6 games. So I absolutely believe that they can be one of the greatest of all time.
It start with that defensive line, because teams not even getting a chance to test the secondary, because the defensive line, them four that they got coming.
4 or 5 on every play. You don't know where they coming from.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Them boys, it ain't taking them long to get back though.
But see, to me, what I believe really separates Georgia defense from even the great Alabama defense, you know, from let's say 2012.
2015,
I think 2012 the one they said. 2012, 2011. Anyway, whichever one they were trying to compare it to.
16, actually. Because the year when we had Eddie Jackson, Minka Fitzpatrick,
okay,
Levi Wallace, all them boys. We had the defensive lineman with Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, all them boys. We had literally like to me, 14 to 15 defensive scores. You know what I'm saying?
To me though, here's the difference between that team and this team. I've never seen a team with this much depth. Like, and when I say this much, I mean
you got to look at it like this as well.
I'm talking about they 3 deep on the defensive line.
Yeah,
they
but you
3 deep at
like
linebacker.
That defensive line, most if not all of them, and the linebackers is seniors.
Nope.
So how many of them seniors?
They start. Or you talking about in the rotation period?
I'm talking about that starting. Because you know, like you just said earlier, you're not getting that across college football. They leave it after their junior years.
That's true.
So the fact that all them seniors came back on the defensive side of the ball, you got that experience.
But up front, the front 7 out of the starters, you got Quay Walker a senior, you got Adam Anderson a senior, Jordan Davis a senior, I think Devontae White is a junior. That's it. Trayvon Walker is a junior.
So
Nolan Smith is a junior.
Nolan Smith.
N'Kobe Dean is a junior.
Okay, so that's a lot of upperclassmen.
That's a lot of upperclassmen. Cool.
So that's experience.
But this
you know
what I'm saying.
All them
Okay,
been
so,
3 years or better.
Right. But then you go behind them, you got Jalen Carter, sophomore.
Yeah, but this
Trayvon
my
Walker
thing.
Trayvon Walker is a junior.
This my thing.
I Trayvon Walker, man.
you-
Tremel Waltow, that's what I'm talking about.
I can't say we can't speak on the back end because ain't no team been able to test them. So all we can talk about is
They've been tested a couple times.
by who? What you got? 2 or 3 passes down the field?
Hey man, it's tested.
That's tested.
That's tested. And they young too. All of them young. Well, not all of them. You know, my safeties is decent. Christopher Smith, the one that just got hurt, he a senior. But Louis Sean, junior. Keely Ringo, sophomore. Lassiter
in
is
my
a
opinion,
freshman.
They hadn't been tested.
Brini is a sophomore. Yo, Latavius Brini is so overlooked, bro. Cause he don't start, but he a big part of the rotation, and he come in and he handle business. And he can play anywhere. He play in the slot. He play outside corner. He play safety. He play everywhere. He come in and handle business.
But what business is he handling if ain't nobody testing him?
All that. Cause when you testing him, business.
I mean, you can make a play.
Freshman Kamari Lassiter handling business. Freshman.
You can make a play. You ain't got
That's
many
all
chances.
I need you to do. Make a play.
You know what I'm saying? Cause that defensive front, like I'm speaking on, them boys some monsters now.
Hey man, Nazir Stackhouse.
That's like
Zion
having
Logue.
4 Quentin Williams. You remember Quentin Williams from Alabama?
Yeah, I remember Quentin Williams.
That's like having 4 of them up there.
Yeah, but we could rotate them. That's what I'm saying. See, I keep naming names. Junior Rochester is a 5th-year senior. He ain't even played yet. He coming back off of ACL.
Well, that's why.
I know that, but what I'm saying is they gonna be even better when he get healthy. Cause he gonna be a part of that same rotation. That boy is deep, man. Armando Villalobos. What up, cuz?
What up, office?
Was Texas A&M win over Alabama legit? Yeah, it wasn't no fluke. They played with them the whole game. It wasn't like they won on no
fluke. It was a fluke.
No, it wasn't, man. Them folks battled, man. Them folks was the better team that night.
No, I say it was a fluke because not because of how they played, but because of how we played.
Okay, I can respect that. I disagree, but I can respect that
because of how we played.
Okay,
you know, it was overthrown touchdown passes, it was drop passes to convert first downs. You know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of uncharacteristic stuff. So that's why I say it was a fluke. Because we didn't play our best game. Now we played our best game and they played their best game and they beat us like that. I can't do nothing but respect it.
I can feel you on that.
You feel me?
What would Georgia be like at full strength?
No, he said when would Georgia be at full strength?
I don't know if they will ever be at full strength because Jordan Pickens tore his ACL, so at the earliest we looking at SEC championship game, maybe the bowl game, he get healthy. And then outside of that, you got Marcus Rosemary, Jack Saint that's still hurt, Jermaine Burton, he was hurt. Kiera Jackson been battling injury all year. Dominique Blaylock ain't been able to play. He came back off a knee injury and now he done hurt his hamstring. So I don't know if they ever be healthy, to be honest with you. But maybe by the end of the season we'll get everybody back. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe in time for the SEC championship. Because right now they don't need them. They don't need to rush them back out there. So they got nothing but time to heal. You feel me?
Right.
So
because we talking about depth on the defense. They receiving core so deep. Brother, I had never heard of Lad McConkey, and I'm a Georgia fanatic. I had never heard his name.
Lad McConkey?
Right. Now that's the number 1 receiver. Well,
tight end, right?
No.
I thought y'all tight end was y'all leading receiver.
I wasn't even talking about Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers has the most targets, the most yards. But when I was talking about in the receiving court, just straight up receivers, he's the leading receiver right now. Because everybody else been banged up.
Yeah.
I mean, then you got somebody like Justin Robinson, 6'4", 230. A.D. Mitchell, 6'4", 210. Like, they got size, they got strength, they got speed. Arian Smith ain't been healthy all year. He got world-class sprinter speed. You know what I mean? So, when they get healthy, that offense is going to be dangerous. Can we expect Ole Miss to be a real problem? It depends on what you mean by a real problem. I think Ole Miss is a good tier 2 of the SEC, you know, with tier 1 being Georgia, Alabama, and then tier 2 being Ole Miss, Arkansas, Florida, you know.
Auburn. You know, they have some seasons there now and then.
I'm talking about right now, though. I ain't talking about just.
I mean, I'm just saying
historically, but right now this season,
I feel like I ain't gonna say. I mean, I feel like if they defensive, Ole Miss can get a not a good SEC defense, but like a legit defense. I feel like they can be a problem then because their offense, as long as they got Lane Kiffin with his offensive play calling, as long as they got him, their offense always gonna be a threat. I ain't gonna say they're gonna be elite, but they're gonna always be a threat.
That's fact.
So if they get a solid defense, and when I'm talking about not this year version of Alabama, but like a older Alabama, like a Georgia defense, imagine
they'll never have a defense like that.
I know, but I'm just saying if they did, you know what I'm saying?
If they did, they would be Alabama and Georgia. They would be right there with Alabama and Georgia,
and that would make them a real problem.
Yeah,
right?
it'll make them a tier 1. See, right now I got them a tier 2. You know what I'm saying? Like I say with them, Texas A&M, Florida, and probably Kentucky. If you on Kentucky, see to me Kentucky and Auburn is in the same place. Like I don't really know what to do with them. I don't know if they tier 2 or tier 3. You know what I mean? They right there on the in between for me. Yeah. And then after them, it's like everybody else. Everybody else. I don't respect Tennessee. I don't respect Carolina. I don't respect Vandy. I don't respect Mississippi State. I don't respect Missouri.
See, Texas A&M ain't respect Mississippi State, and they got beat.
That's what happens if you don't respect them. I don't have to go play them though.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, after a while, we're gonna be adding Oklahoma and Texas to this list.
That sounds like tier 1, tier 2.
I get them tier 2.
They gonna be in there somewhere.
Offense, but no defense. But maybe once they come to the SEC, then they'll start getting defenses.
So the way I look at that is, Steve Sarkisian knows for a fact you can't win in this conference without defense. Lincoln Riley is smart enough to know I can't win in this conference without defense.
Exactly.
So if they need to make a change at defensive coordinator and go get them a Jeremy Pruitt or Will Muschamp,
we need Pruitt back.
I'm thinking somebody else. Derek Mason, a good defensive coordinator, even though he at Auburn right now, you know, he got to work. He got to get some talent in there. You know, a Mark Stoops before he became the head coach. You know, these people that they know how to coach defense. They know how to recruit defense. So they're going to end up having to go try to get them one of them. You know, I'm talking about John Chavis or somebody like that. David Aranda, Brent Venables. You know, but it is what it is, though. We'll see how that play out. Anything else you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
You know it is. So, roll tide. That's it. You know what I'm saying? We finna thrash Michigan. We're gonna win out. I ain't gonna talk about what we're gonna do to the team. We finna win out. We'll see y'all dog fans in the SEC championship.
If y'all make it,
we're gonna make it. I'm willing to bet on it. Whoever. I'm taking all bets. All reasonable bets. Don't come with no crazy mess. That we win out, go to the SEC championship.
Gig 'em.
But
Gig 'em.
Roll tide.
What about gig 'em?
You wanna bet?
They already won the game. Go Dogs, man. Till next time, y'all be easy.
I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to him. I don't talk to them boys that sat on them benches. For I was in the game on 4 inches. Go put me in the game on 4 inches. Put me in the game on 4 inches. Go put me in the game on 4 inches. And I'ma lead them boys at